Greetings and salutations. Today we're going to be talking about the American Society for Colonizing the Free People of Color in the United States, or as it's better known as, the American Colonization Society. The society was founded in 1816 and is the brainchild of Reverend Robert Finley. What did he propose? He proposed that all freed Africans be sent back to Africa. Why? We'll get to that in a minute, but first just keep that in mind. Prominent members for the movement included Reverend Robert Finley himself, and also Bushrod Washington, the nephew of Washington, a clerk of the Supreme Court, and Caldwell's friend Francis Scott, the author of the Star-Spangled Banner. It also included Andrew Jackson, but he really didn't like the movement. They just put his name in it. Now, let's discuss the motive we just put off for like 1 second. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. People believed at the time, and bear in mind this is the 19th century, people aren't that open-minded, that African Americans posed a threat to society in both moral terms and criminal records. So it would be best for the state to move them all the way from America to Africa, but just the freed Africans. Now, on one hand of a Venn diagram, you have a group of abolitionists who believed that sending them to Africa would decrease and ultimately lead to the end of slavery. Others believed that this would benefit Africans living in America, as otherwise in America they would never be given full rights. And on the third hand, you have slaveholders who believed that if they removed the free Africans from America, they wouldn't be able to cause uprisings anymore from their own not-so-freed slaves. So, from 1816 onwards, all the way to the next century, the society started moving Africans, or emigrating Africans, or just to put it simply, freed black men from America to Africa. Now, even if they weren't born there, or from that particular location, they were just sent back to Africa, where the colony purchased a land in what is now modern-day Liberia. Over time, the society bought more and more land for the people in Africa, Liberia, and was able to expand until in 1848, it gave birth to Liberia, which took independence from the society. The society wasn't exactly state-funded, didn't get approval from the Congress. However, some states did privately give them money so they could do this charitable work. After the Civil War, there really was no longer any need or want from either the whites or the freed Africans to send people to Africa, so the movement kind of died down. However, it is interesting to note during the mid-70s, there was this one African reverend who believed it would be better to send people back to Africa, and for a while people did start re-going to Africa. And pretty much after that, the society didn't emigrate as many people to Liberia as it did at the beginning, but rather focused on missionary work, spreading Christianity and education and the foundations of democracy to Liberia. The society started sending people during 1817, excuse me, and sent their last batch in 1904. That's almost 100 years. However, during that time, the society managed to send out only 12,000 people away, where another around 3,000 going out of America on their own free will. However, just a fact, the population of freed Africans in 1860s was 400,000. Now, just keep that in mind. They did almost nothing to belittle their numbers. They did absolutely nothing. However, we can't say that the only thing they did do, now despite having completely different motives and being weird in terms of impracticality and morality, at least you can say they tried to solve a problem, which may or may not have existed depending on your morality.